Hey everybody, welcome to part 2.
Hello.
I kinda left you hanging last time without even saying goodbye, so I gotta say hello twice. Hello! Welcome to part 2.
Hello.
It hasn't been very scary so far.
Oh, you wait. Yeah, Jared still does not believe me that this gets creepy.
I think he's trolling me.
No.
It's gonna be like a 3-hour game, and then it's like the joke Nate the Snake. I guess it'd be the same thing. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll just return.
So how are we pronouncing it today?
Hi again, Jirasparov. Jirapostroph. All three work.
Alright.
Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Not yet.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. I'm a man of my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club.
Yep.
I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. I thought they're supposed to be reading. Thanks for keeping your promise, Jirasparov. There's no S there. Why not? Jirapostroph. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you.
Oh boy.
Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack.
I do.
See, you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year.
Yeah.
And last year, too.
Got a problem?
I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
I'm not taking any of this seriously. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club group. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Hence, manga is literature!
Keep telling yourself that.
Anime's not a great thing.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Jehoshaphat always gives it his best as long as he's having fun.
That's a good one. Good one.
He helps me with busy work without even me asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
What kind of a relationship do these two have? How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. Burn! And you almost set your house on fire.
Hey, it is me!
I keep hitting the wrong button. How about if I use the space bar?
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
I might speak my thoughts. How come? You and your apostrophe can become good friends too.
Liar. Sayori? Dot! And, as usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh! You even brought you something today. You know.
Ah, the presents begin. Wait, Sayori. Eh? Me?
Hey.
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing, Dot. What is it?
What's in the box?
Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Oh, what do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Surprise, surprise.
But what's in the book?
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much.
Her words.
She picked out a book that she thought I'd like, even though I'm an idiot. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet.
Meanwhile, in the closet.
Tom Cruise, you're going to have to come out of the closet. That's an episode of South Park. It's so funny. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. But at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from her reading. I catch a glimpse at the cover of the book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages.
Crap.
I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me.
The love theme from Doki Doki Literature Club. Welcome to Wii Music.
Welcome to the game that has music made in Mario Paint. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. Da-da-da. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just to reread. Just curious, how come you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go.
They're having a burger sale.
I'll definitely start reading it soon. How about right now while you're at the literature club?
No, I want to wait till I'm in the anime club.
Is it manga?
I like to throw the manga in the magma.
The floor is lava. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down.
It'll be glued to your hands.
Oh. It's a very engaging and relatable story. About death and destruction and mayhem. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Death, destruction, and mayhem? Well...
You...
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. She's never read it.
No.
The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Illuminati. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Sure. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does, her life gets really strange.
In this twisted novel by...
She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. Relatable. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. no matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of...
Relatable.
It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Jiraparos?
Sarah.
Sarah. Jirapostrophe? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I love human experimentation.
Human Centipede's my favorite. Sorry for anyone eating. Like Wesley. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things.
That's so cute after. Oh, I got my Sour Patch Kid.
The true horror. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I don't think she's a good guy.
No, you just wait.
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Are you John Wayne? Is this me?
Say no more. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem.
Really?
When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people, you don't say. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That's too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. You bought it for me. You gave it to me. It's a book. Am I going to put it on a shelf?
You eat it.
Osmosis. It's a good book. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book.
No.
Oh, maybe that was me saying it.
That was you.
I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue, and immediately doze off. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read.
Sounds like my brother when I'm on the computer.
It's not a particularly bad thing. It's nothing like whenever my brother's watching me on the computer.
Right.
Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting.
Not at all.
Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I don't actually know how to read. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I'm sorry.
I do, I'm sorry. I don't really need to. Sorry. I mean... Say no more. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. PDA, high education! It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefingers.
Really specific there.
Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side. Oh, I guess since it's Japan, they're reading the other way. Because otherwise, if you have your right hand, it's pretty easy to turn the page. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it. Oh, never mind. What do I know? But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me.
But not in a bad way.
It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Oh? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. And our eyes meet.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right?
Oh, she's smiling.
Oh. I'm reading. Oh, there's stuff happening up here. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. You have your own book. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. Sure. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page.
We have a telepathic connection and she knows everything I know.
Foreshadow?
Not quite.
Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it on by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Are they going to read my poem yet? I want to read my beautiful script. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought,
You wanna go out with me?
but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see? Yuri remains silent for a moment. I offended her. But your apostrophe? That's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Oh, it's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. What tipped you off on that? That she second guesses everything that she does? Apostrophe isn't very smart.
Nah.
Da-da-da. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Is this gonna get weird? Okay, everyone.
Saved by the bell.
I think it's about time that we share today's poems with each other.
Yay!
Speak of the devil. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Ah. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Ah! Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up.
Slowly I turn.
I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night, you loser?
Do you want me to take one of these people so you're not reading everyone?
Have a...
That's you.
Oh, you can be me. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
How have you been doing, Monica?
Well, now that it's not Yuri, but deeper.
Well, now that everyone's ready, what? That's Stewie Griffith.
Well,
now that everyone's ready,
let's have some cool whip.
Maybe find someone to Sahara with.
Why are you saying? Oh, you're in now. So
I can't wait, Tilda.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook.
Who is the more professional?
I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Alright, your turn to talk. Who should I show my poem to first? I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all.
This is a good poem, Josephine. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that guy. Am I the kind of guy who should be writing poems in his spare
I'm
time?
a manly man. I do stuff like lift weights and sweat.
I guess you're right, Tilda. That's why it impressed me.
Bird?
Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all, or you just select random words from a selection of 10. 25.
No!
I'm really happy that you wrote one.
Even
Selection
if it is total
15.
crap.
This reminds me how you're really part of the club now, Tilda.
One of us. One of us. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the clubroom? Well, okay. Of course. Of course.
Huzzah!
I'm not really into it yet. But that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. Oh, that was you. It was just C.
It's like I said before, Giraffe. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know.
Liar.
Trying new things like this for other people, ...
That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori.
Save.
I guess I'll save. I guess it's a sign from the game.
Saying, hey, do something.
I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. And the cupcakes. knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here. Okay.
You'll float too!
That will be my way of thanking you, Tilda.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay, Tilda.
Yeah, you'll read my poem too, right?
No.
Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
Oh wait, I guess you should read it.
Dear sunshine.
I'm sorry, I skipped to the last line.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. Mr. Blue Sky is living here today. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm a man.
I want breakfast.
Breakfast!
And bacon strips, and bacon strips.
Bacon! Sayori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No, just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
Yes, I can. I just did.
Can't argue with that.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Better than you.
Slacker.
Don't be mean.
I still tried my best. Yeah, you want breakfast.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? Bad. It sounds just like you.
Like I said, bad. Really?
Yeah. We'll go with that. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast. Not that you asked or anything, but
Even though you were late to school?
it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
You're always
did you eat breakfast? No.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
Hee Tilda. This was so much fun. Monica apostrophe's the best.
Ah, yeah.
But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Will it suck me into the dark dimension?
It's all three of them.
Am I already in the dark dimension?
I mean, you're in a dark basement.
Fair. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it.
Meanwhile, invert them.
Give you a break. We'll just go back and forth. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional!
Suck
because
up.
What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. With her hair. Why can I hear her thoughts? He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. I don't mean to brag, but...
You stop brushing your dandruff in my face?
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh?
He's better than me.
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Da-da-da, well, I know that.
Jealous.
I just meant...
Jealous.
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse.
Jealous.
hate this guy. She traces her finger along the words of the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah,
There's nothing artistic
okay.
at all.
This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. Sure. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, as they form-fit the two together.
As opposed to...
The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her trail of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different styles, different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
No, I can't.
Biased? How? Well,
Who's got a crush
never
on you?
mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. You're not Natsuki. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Oh, please do! I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate breath, the amber glow. Beneath. That's hard to read. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm. Oh, that's a semicolon. Calm. Breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry Thanks. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was. But it took you a long time to read. It did take me a long time. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Apostrophe. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Loser. I didn't say anything. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort. Unable to let go of the past. and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way.
Creepy.
I hadn't even thought of that. Does this turn into the Dead Poets Society?
One of those words is right.
I'm going with society. It's poets.
This is why this series is going to be great.
That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Not nearly as much as mine.
Nah.
Nah.
If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. I suck. I literally opened up a dictionary and pointed to words. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. So there's 5 people in the club,
Including yourself.
which means that one person is left sitting out during this time, during each round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Jerapostrophe. Ah, me too.
Alright.
Hopefully you're all warmed up.
Yeah. Da-da-da.
Da-da-da.
Jerapostrophe. Jarfield. You're not gonna take this clip seriously, then go home. Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this?
No. I'm surprised that the other 2 did.
Do you think I'm stupid?
Yes. I'm not a writer. Well, it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. Well, we all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about it.
Fine. Oh, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Wow.
Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid.
Yep.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. Pulitzer Prize winning stuff for that.
Fair enough.
No, not Pulitzer. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
But, just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff.
But then I can't read it.
So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly.
Boys getting a little tired?
Nah, I dozed off a bit. It'll be fun trying to look back in the ending and see me go, I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Oh, hello, sunrise.
Mr. Blue Sky, please.
Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you doing great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand. It's not boring or nothing.
The other thing I was thinking about some writing is that it puts more weight in the wordplay. Like you set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose.
Sure, on purpose.
I don't suck or anything. I promise. I'll just bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did? I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro.
Yeah, go sell it.
I'm glad you learned something. Don't expect that from the youngest one here, did ya? Didn't expect one of that with the werewolf teeth, did ya?
Not at all. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Monica!
I wondered. Rachel.
Oh, Monica!
Phoebe.
I'd rather it be Joey. Oh, I skipped a line.
It was literally just hi, Jarapostrophe.
Hi, Jarasparov. Jarapostrophe. I almost hit quit. Speaking of hitting wrong buttons. That could be bad.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this video?
Oh, gracious. 40 minutes. Okay, let's get through this last poem.
Yeah.
Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we could do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up,
maybe Monica
okay?
doesn't do anything because she's the president.
What?
Maybe Monica doesn't do anything because she's the president, so she just supervises.
That's not fair. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Jarapostrophe. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Jarapostrophe. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. Then why'd you write a good poem? That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Yeah. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. Everybody said that. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a hole. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It wasn't too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I don't get it. So, what do you think? I don't get it. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Was it powerful? No, I don't think so. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew, that was a workout and a half. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem could stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on... I'm still doing Monica a little bit. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Oh, that's you. Let's save this for next time. This is getting kind of very long. Good night. Everybody say good night to Wesley, and I'll see you guys next time. Hope you're enjoying this, even though these are a bit longer than I usually do.
Yeah.
It should be fun. It should be fine, though.
Watch me not fall asleep in the middle of the recording this time.